Ho ho ho. Well, I was live, and then yeah, I don't know what was going on with that. I was live, and then I tried to go through YouTube Studio because for some reason I cannot. Uh, there you go. For some reason I can't chat with this. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I haven't gone live a whole bunch, and I only have my cell phone. So trying to work YouTube Studio through your phone is not fun at all. Um, yeah, so I don't know. For some reason, I cannot chat. I see the chat, but I don't have a way to type in it. So yeah, I was sitting there waiting for somebody to show up, for you to show up, or somebody, and yeah, because I cannot chat. It's really weird. I don't know why, if it's just the way I'm going live or what. Because I'm pretty certain I'm pretty certain on other lives I was able to chat. But the last few times I've done live, I was not able to type in the chat. So I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, I'm going to get on there and see if I can. You see some kind of cool clouds there. Uh, they're starting to roll in this way, but further that way, there's supposed to be some stuff. So I am going to put you on my little dash cam and get going. This is the first time I've used the dash cam too, so it's all kind of fresh. I'm hoping it's going to stay. I don't have a perfectly flat dash, so the deal that it's stuck to isn't 100% flat. But I know you're busy doing your thing, Ray, so I don't expect you to be on here at all, but I appreciate you chiming in. We'll see if we can find something. I looked at the radar just before doing the live thing here, but and it looked like the heavy stuff is still a little more down the road. I might have missed it. Might be able to chase it. I don't know. It's hard to say. And yeah, you don't have to listen in. I know you're busy doing your thing, so don't even feel you need to have it on your phone or whatever. It's not needed. I'll post this live once I'm done with it. You've got some work to do. The last truck drive I had that I did live, I went back and looked at it and watched it, and it's really weird. It looks like I'm going in slow motion. I guess just the way the camera is on this phone, it's just kind of strange. It just looks like I was going in slow motion, but I'm going 70, so, and I was in the truck as well. look like a whole heck of a lot going on up there, but the radar it's a definite heavy, heavy red line coming in. So, and the sun's coming up, so it should make for some pretty cool sunrise. Yeah, it's really weird. So this is the first time I've ever had an actual dash cam because I'm a stickler on not texting and driving and all that stuff. Especially when I'm driving the trucks. A couple of times I've done a live while I'm driving a truck. I just put the camera up on the windshield, stuff with something behind it to keep it in place, and go with it. One time I actually halfway through, the phone actually fell sideways or something, and I didn't even know it. I couldn't see it, so I ended up editing that out of it. But yeah, I have the camera, my phone right there, so I can actually glance at it really easily because it's basically right in my field of view. It's right in the middle of the dash, so it's not as distracting, I guess. But I can't type anything because it won't let me. But yeah, like I mentioned, don't feel like you need to be on here at all whatsoever. You have your stuff that you need to do. So I know you had just mentioned that it'd be kind of cool to see it, but I'll be posting this live once I'm done. Or if something happens and the live cuts out for whatever reason, I'll post it and start another one or whatever. But it's just hard to say what I'm going to find. But yeah, it's weird that it seems like it's in slow motion because I'm going 70 and it looks like I'm going 40 on the camera. Seems to be super clear, so it's good. I'm just starting to get a couple of drizzles on the windshield. hoping it was going to be pretty clear right up to where that line is, but so like the phone, it's picking up the line better than I can see it with my eyes. That's the cool thing about cameras. The cameras can pick it up pretty good. One of my first videos for YouTube is a tornado storm, or a storm that had a tornado, and I didn't catch the actual tornado, but I got the edges of it, and the sky was just awesome. It was at nighttime, and there was an actual tornado just north of me, and yeah, I got some pretty cool footage. And it's on one of my first couple of videos, I think. I'm pretty sure I posted it on here. I might be wrong. It might be on my other channel now that I think about it. I need to check that out because it might not be on this channel. And I hope I remember to check on that because it might be on my other channel that I don't really use anymore. My other channel is Benner1111. I can't remember if that storm was on that one or the other one. I was thinking I didn't have this channel yet. And I know I wasn't able to do live, so it's definitely a video. But it had some pretty wicked looking finger clouds coming out, from the edge of where the tornado was. Tons of lightning. I think I posted like 2 or 3 videos, and a couple of them at least, might have been 3, and you could hear the tornado sirens. And one of them sounded pretty wicked. It almost sounded like it was from a movie. You could hear the sirens going in the background, and it was pretty wild. I was able to stay outside in the middle of the street for a lot of it, and then I finally got heavy rain and a little bit of like pea-sized hail. That was pretty wild video. And then, like I said, last week I got video, and again, I was south of where it actually was. I was just taking video because it was a really cool lightning storm. Like, it was straight 2 hours of just lightning. And so I got a couple of cool videos. I did a quick live, and then I think I did a video, and then I went back live again. Well, I went on somebody else's live, it's Highback's live, for a little while. And I was just about to go home, and I even told them on chat, I was like, I don't know if I should, or no. So yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna go take a video real quick, and then head home because I see some cool lightning and stuff. So I got out, I was in my car, I got out, I took a video, and it seemed like it wasn't really doing much of anything. And then all of a sudden it just started getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of wind and stuff. So I want to say that I was videoing that. Yeah, I was videoing that, and then it started raining, getting really windy. So I got back in my car, got on their live, on Highback's live again, and it just started getting crazy. I was like, man, I don't know if I should go live or take some video or what. And a couple of people were like, yeah, go live. So I went live, and like right after that, and it's on one of my live videos. Right after that, it just got crazy windy. I was able to turn my car a little bit of an angle, and was able to roll my window about halfway down, and no no rain at all was getting in my car. It was just blowing sideways. And it was crazy. It was shaking my car back and forth. And yeah, I'm sure I was every bit of 80-mile-an-hour winds just in that where I was in that parking lot. And probably just a couple of miles from me is where they had a bunch of storm damage. They were calling it straight line winds initially, but then I heard from somebody at work that they apparently updated it to an EF1, which I agree with, because there was a lot of tree damage, and a guy at work had some damage on his farm a little further away, but in the direction that it was going, and he had trees down and they were in different directions. So straight line winds, they would all have fallen pretty much in the same direction for the most part. He said there were several trees and they were all in different directions. So anyway, that was very, very, very interesting. And I want to say it was a week. Pretty sure it was a week or maybe 2 weeks before that, week and a half or something before that. I was driving back from Kansas City, and the same exact place, a month prior, last month, the second week of the month, I want to say it's the 11th, I believe, maybe the 12th. That basically same exact spot. I want to say it's Harrisonville, Butler County, possibly. There was a tornado last month, and I was in a box truck. It was tossing me all over the place, so I pulled over and watched it, and got online and watched the weather guy, and he was saying, yeah, there's a confirmed tornado. I want to say it's Butler County or something. And I was watching, I could see the dark spot where it was, and ended up stopping twice on the way back because it got super crazy windy, and I was just following that line. And what was crazy, exactly a month later, this month, like a week and a half ago, same thing. Same place. I was leaving Kansas City. There's a storm coming. I knew it was, but it's just where I was on my route. And same exact spot, Harrisonville. There's a line coming in, and I actually went live. I stopped and I went live in the same exact parking lot. And there was clouds twisting above me, and it was wild. I don't remember if that one actually turned into a tornado or not. There was another guy in the parking lot that was watching, and I pulled up, talked to him, and figuring he was just watching what I was watching, which he was waiting on somebody, but he was watching the storm. And he's like, yeah, man, that was wild. It was like twisting above us. It was really cool. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I caught it on YouTube Live. It's pretty cool. So he got on there and subbed and everything. So anyway, so it's been an interesting couple of months of storms. Surprised the camera's not picking up. I'm trying to zoom in on the drizzle going up the windshield. I guess I just don't have enough following yet. You'd think storm but I'm still brand new, so I just barely hit 100 subs. So I'll be doing a 100 sub giveaway once I decide what I'm going to do with that. And then probably skip up to like 300 or something once I get to that. And then of course the grand old 500. We'll see if I ever get there. I'm not expecting too much. So I don't know if you can hear it thump, but the left windshield wiper that I got was like 1 inch too long, I guess. So it actually catches on the edge of I think the other wiper blade or something. I don't know if you saw that lightning, but there was a pretty good lightning striker that. But it catches not every time, but almost every time. I think it catches on the other blade. So it was a blade for another car, but it looked like it was the same size. So I just put it on, and then the first time I go to use it, it does that. I'm like, okay, but it still works fine. So for now, that's what I got. I got Thumper. And it doesn't. I think it's when it's a little more raining, a little more wet on the windshield. It doesn't catch as bad. But like right now, it's catching every time, so it's very annoying. To the left, see it on the video, I can see even more to the left for me. It's very dark to my left. I just don't know. I think a little bit to the right, you can see the edge of the line. I don't see this being a tornado producer. I think you can see now there's kind of a secondary line, kind of a little bit to the left. There's like a little bit of a secondary line. That might be worth looking at. But to me, it seems like this line might not be a tornado producer. There's supposed to be another line coming in after this, possibly even bigger. So at some point I'll stop and check the radar and see what it's doing. But those last couple of trips from Kansas City, you know, right along this stretch and a little bit further is where I kept running. So I'd catch a storm, I'd get some video, and then I'd drive up the road, drive right through the line again, and then catch a video. And then one of those times I caught a live, and man, I thought for sure there was going to be a tornado forming. It never did, from what I could tell. But yeah, it was very close. But yeah, you can see on the video there, this line is pretty defined. Glad that the camera isn't focusing on those water droplets too much. It's the way they're beating up and going up the windshield. I don't really have to use my windshield wipers. And it's a pretty defined line right here. It's pretty cool. Like I said, the phone actually picks it up almost better than I can see it myself. I'm going to take this exit right here and go up on the bridge, point it in that direction. You can see the line. There's a couple of dips in this line. Let me see. I don't know if you can see to the right. There's pretty good stuff going on right here with this line now that I got closer to it. So straight ahead, it looks like there's a little dip. I wish there's more people watching this. I mean, it's kind of weird that, I don't know. I just don't have the following one, but I mean, you'd think that even my title and the caption, YouTube would catch on to that and, you know, get some people to possibly look. But you see that? I zoomed in a little bit. Right at that pole, there's some little stringers coming down. But that's a pretty... This is a pretty small exit ramp that I took, so I shouldn't have anybody coming behind me, but yeah, that little section right there is pretty... I don't know why my camera just decided to not make it dark, but it's a lot darker than that. But yeah, that little section right there is pretty dark. I don't think it's crazy that my camera isn't picking it up better, because on the way up here it was picking it up really good, better than I could see it. But that spot just to the right of that pole is pretty wide, dark angle. It's crazy that the camera isn't picking that up. It's like really dark right now, and it's making it look a lot lighter than it really is. But right in that area, and maybe it's because I'm zooming in, right there above those trees, it's super dark right there. So there we go. I zoomed back out. You can kind of see it a little better. Yeah, you see how the camera's picking those clouds up better than I see them now that I zoom back out. But right as it's hitting the tree line, there's a dark spot right there. I'm gonna put you back on the holder here. Turn on this ramp. And as I'm turning, check out this other little cloud right there. That might turn into something, possibly. The little dip right there. Right there. It's kind of coming down a little bit. But that other, I'm going to go this way and then turn back around. It's pretty freaking wild. It got really dark. And the sun's not even coming up in this direction. It's coming up behind me. So I'm pointing straight west right now. this little road right here and then turn around. Actually, I have a customer right here. I don't know if they work. I don't know if they work on the weekend or on Sunday. I think they do, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, check out that line. It's pretty cool. Super cool edge of the edge of the storm there. And I can see a little better than the camera is picking up, but yeah, those clouds right there are pretty low, and there you can see them moving. Again, with like driving down the road, it looks like I'm going in slow motion, but you can, like, just watching it, you can see the clouds moving. Let me turn back around and look at this line when I turn. It's like getting super defined now. I don't know if it's partly because the sun's coming up, but look at that. Look at that line. That is cool. It's not quite like you see on those, Midwest storm chasers and stuff going through Kansas. They get some awesome, the front of the line there, the shelf clouds. They get some amazing shelf clouds in Kansas and all that right in that area. But I'm not very far from Kansas. It's actually just not very far. The border for Kansas isn't very far from right here. So I'm gonna go down this little side road for a little bit, because that's where that darker spot was when I first got on that exit ramp. See if I can come down this little side road, see if I can chase that part down, see if maybe it forms into something. Ray, you know Norm. Apparently he was a storm chaser for a while. That guy has been there and done that. Super, super cool guy. He's done some awesome stuff. But yeah, he did storm chasing. I wouldn't be surprised. Got some tall corn here on the right. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some deer crossing the road around here, trying to avoid the storm. I'm looking to the left. Of course, I'm not going to grab my phone and look, but there's a couple of spots behind this line that look like it could be a potential tornado. Railroad crossing. There's a pretty good dip. Hopefully I can get past this tree line right here and there'll be some open field. Looks like it is. And I will turn the car, point it towards what I'm looking at. It's coming down pretty good. Like, it looks like it might literally turn into a tornado. I wish I could roll my window down, but it's raining just enough. Look at that line. It's cool. Like I said, camera is picking up that line better than I'm looking at it. It looks more defined on the camera. I'm trying to find a spot where I can turn. Looks like there's a road right here. So I'm going to turn here on this road. And straight ahead. Let's see. you can't really see. So that's weird. Just the camera picks up different things than what I'm looking at. So right above, zoom in, right there. It's not picking it up very well, but there's a dip right there, right above that pole, the further pole, and now there. It's not picking up as dark as it should, but that was dipping down quite a bit more. It kind of sucked back up. You can kind of see it right behind this pole right in front of us here, where that bird is. It was definitely further down than it is now. It literally is sucking back up into the cloud. So I think that was about to be something, but it sucked back up. I feel like one of them actual storm chaser guys. Going down the side roads, dirt, gravel roads, trying to get the next big shot. Now, to the right, it got pretty dark again, right there, right above those trees, taller tree there, in that little area. Again, for whatever reason, the camera, maybe I'll zoom back out. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. So when I zoom in, it gets a lot brighter. So yeah, right there, you can kind of see where it tunnels down. That area is pretty dark. Might be something. The rest of this stuff looks like it's kind of, I mean, that's like almost something. Further over there, kind of almost, but not quite. So, anyway, I don't know. I guess that was about the most action-packed part. Was just right there. Looked like it was going to be something, but kind of fizzled out. I'm gonna see about maybe going up to the next road. Hopefully this deal that my phone is on stays. I think it's staying okay, but try and get to the next road and go that way. See if maybe that area right there turns into something to the right. You can't see it right now. That might like tractors. It's a nice John Deere. Check it out. I think my tractor's sexy. It's not mine, but I like tractors, big machinery. It's pretty cool. Just chilling out. Looks like they were disking or getting ready to disc a field. That was for Van Watt. I hope he's doing good. I'm sure he is. I know I've seen him on a couple of lives. it seemed like he was in pretty good spirits, so that's good, of course. Let's see, let's go down this little road here. Is that a road or is this somebody's house? I guess it's a road. It's a little road. So that's the front of that line that I pointed out that's above the trees, kind of funneling down towards the tree line. That's the edge of that. Dog scared the crap out of me. There was a big dog that started coming running towards the car. It was a big, what kind of dog was that? Like a Labradoodle or something like that. Scared the crap out of me. It looked like a freaking horse running at me. So yeah, that line is still pretty defined all the way down, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to produce anything. Not, of course, that I wanted to, but for video purposes, it'd be nice to see a little funnel cloud drop down or something and go back up. Hear me, I'm on gravel road, so I don't know if it's picking up all that noise. Usually my phone's pretty good about picking up stuff or picking up voice and background noise, but I've never done a live driving down a dirt road, so well, it's kind of an interesting turn here. I guess that road just ends. This kind of goes at a funky angle. Whoa. There's not a whole lot going on. I'm going to go back this way a little bit. Looks a little bit darker this way than it did to the right. Actually on pavement now. Yeah, see, now that it's the windshield is a lot more moisturized, that windshield wiper isn't catching. So yeah, I mean there's a little defined clouds right here, but I don't think it's anything that's going to turn into a tornado. The way that I saw the radar this morning, I kind of just randomly woke up. When I went to bed, I had the intention of getting up early to go do what I'm doing right now, because it's not very far away. So, and initially it was showing that it was going to hit right where I live pretty good, but then when I got up earlier, it was showing that it wasn't going to. So I was like, well, it's not very far from me, an hour at most. Is where pretty good the cell was going to hit. So that's why I was like, well, I'll go chase it down. There's a puppy dog on the road. Beagle. Little beagle. So yeah, that's when I was like, well, I'll go ahead and go north and see if I can It looks really cool. I mean, it's a cool looking cloud, cool looking formation, but I mean, I guess it's good for anybody not wanting some storm damage, but it's pretty wild how defined that line is. It's a pretty long stretch. I can see the end of it to the right where it kind of forms back into the main clouds. But this is the darkest part of it right along here, but I just don't see, it doesn't look like there's anything popping down at all. I think another part of it is didn't get super hot yesterday. It got a little bit warm, but if it had got probably another 5 degrees warmer or so, I think this would have been worse. But since it was nighttime and it didn't get quite as hot, I'm thinking that it just didn't give it a chance to swell up if it was a little bit warmer. But that initial spot, right as I took that exit, yeah, that was pretty cool. I think it was about to turn into something. So straight is dirt road. Oh, I can go left or right. I mean, if I go left, it looks like there's not a whole lot going on back there. There's a couple little dips in the clouds, but I don't think it's going to turn into anything. I mean, this cloud formation right here in front of us here, it still looks pretty intense, but I still don't see it doing anything. There's like zero wind, so that's kind of another factor in it too. It's not quite as warm, and there's no wind, so I don't know. That's kind of strange. Maybe the wind is back with the next line that's going to be coming in behind this one. I think I'm going to go left first, just because I see this little dip right here directly in front of us. It seemed like it was kind of trying to dip down a little bit. And there's another one just to the left of this one. It looked like it's kind of trying to do something, but oh, it's hard to say. You got the initial line kind of now behind us to the right, and then this is kind of a secondary line. And that's sometimes how a lot of these tornadoes forms, kind of when the initial line passes and then behind it brews up a little bit. But I don't know if you can tell now, that one started to kind of dip down a little bit, and now it's getting sucked back up into that cloud. It's crazy how you can actually see that and watch it happen. Like, it was literally coming down, and then now it's pretty much completely sucked back up into the cloud. Not that it was going to form anything, but I mean, it's really hard to say if it was or not. But that's how that stuff starts. It starts coming down. You get a little twist in it. But yeah, that spot that was right in front of us just completely sucked back up into that cloud. That one cloud right there in front of us, it had a little spot that was sticking down from the bottom of it. Now it's basically completely all the way up into that cloud now. I wish I had I guess I haven't done it enough, but I wish I had like a storm chasing following, and actually get like hooked up with Max Velocity or somebody. Because I know the way that he sees it, and I'm sure all those guys that have the big channels and all the viewers and all that stuff, I'm sure the way that all those guys see it is like, oh, this guy, he's just out here screwing around, and but I'm actually like very interested. I've always been interested in the weather, and like clouds and stuff. They just have always fascinated me, the way that they work. And so I just found a little spot to park off the road, kind of watch that little cloud right there. Everything back behind us, that pretty defined line that we were watching for a while, is now just all blended in with everything else. It's not really much of anything anymore, that I can tell from here anyway. Kind of an interesting thing about these clouds right now, looking out the window. I have the window down. It's just kind of barely sprinkling. But from what I can tell, the clouds, at least to the left of these main clouds, the clouds directly to the left of me. Oh, I can take this off. I guess there. These clouds right here are actually going that way, which is basically the opposite direction of the travel of this line of storms. So that's interesting. That typically shows that it's trying to gather up and form something. Not always, but a lot of times when those clouds do that, go in the opposite direction, they're trying to merge with something bigger and turn into something. So I don't know if you can tell, but these clouds are going in that direction. My car is pointed northwest right now. But yeah, it's kind of wild that those clouds are going the opposite direction of what that line was going. So I don't know if there's nothing really bigger around here that I would say that it's trying to merge into. There's that cloud formation there, but I don't know. There's some more stuff over there, but that doesn't really seem to be much of anything. Need to be Careful opening that window, getting the stuff wet in here. I've got something I'm supposed to mail out to a guy that has a charity thing going on. If anybody, I mean, there's only maybe 2 people in here. It only shows 1, but I think there might be 2. But Dozer's doing a charity deal. Dozer Woodworks, Dozer Woodworking, Dozer Woodcrafts. He's doing a charity deal for vets, and he's getting a lot of people to donate stuff, which is really cool. I donated a game board, and I forgot to bring marbles and a dice. I say dice, a die. I forgot to bring with me, so I'm gonna mail that to him in the directions to play the game. So I tried to mail that off yesterday, but I didn't have a bigger envelope, and everybody was already closed. Post office was closed by the time I got out, and a couple of places that I stopped trying to mail it off, Walgreens was one of them. They have envelopes you can buy, but you have to print the label off. They can't print labels apparently. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just wait and do it another day. Maybe today if one of the places is open, but there's pretty good little line forming right there, which is kind of cool because that wasn't there, really about 5 minutes ago. So I mean, there is still some action, for lack of a better term, going on right here in this little area. You can see that cloud right there. That kind of has some cool formation to it. Can't really tell what direction that one is moving, but I think this might be moving this direction, which is still the opposite direction of what the other stuff was moving. And I'm starting to get a few more bigger raindrops, sprinkle drops. But that looks really cool. Camera picks it up really well. Those kind of little fingers coming down right there. That's pretty wild. Yeah, it's definitely moving, to the right. It's pretty wild, that leading edge on it. So it's just strange that those clouds are moving in the opposite direction. That just makes me wonder if it's really trying to brew up something. Because when I looked earlier, there was an initial line, and then back behind it was an even bigger line, all pushing basically to the east. And this stuff is moving pretty much straight north. So you can see that cloud formation kind of dipping down a little bit. Not really, I don't think, tornado dipping. But it still looks really cool. It's lower than all the rest of the clouds. But yeah, there's like zero wind. There's freaking gnats flying around everywhere. It's so annoying. Go away. That's pretty cool looking cloud right there. See the kind of spiral right there? It's not really a spiral, but it's a pretty cool cloud formation. That's super cool. I think I can take screenshots with without it screwing up the live. It's really cool. It's not showing as good as it was in, but so yeah, there's not really a whole lot going on back that way. It's that kind of little line. It's kind of a cool looking formation there. Those clouds are really cool. Put you back up on the mount there. That's pointing right in the direction of where those clouds are moving to. It's just really strange to me that those clouds are moving basically the opposite direction. And I don't understand why. I guess Ray, you have all the viewers. That's why I don't have anybody. But I mean, I know I have several people that aren't in the woodworking community. That I'm surprised that they're not coming on here to check it out, but I've got several people that do outdoor stuff, camping and hiking and things like that. So, I try to keep my stuff a variety of things going on, and I initially was going to do two different channels, one to kind of focus on woodworking and a second channel to do the other stuff. But then I was like, why separate that? There's no reason to have a separate channel for all that. If people want to watch something, then they'll watch something. If they don't, then they don't. So I was like, there's no reason to break up all those subscribers for two different things. One outdoors channel and one woodworking channel. There's no reason to do that. You might as well keep as many subscribers in one spot as possible. So yeah, I appreciate it, Ray. Like I said, you don't need to be watching this on your phone or anything. You've got your own work that you need to finish and focus on. But yeah, I mean, I'm just starting out. I've only been doing this YouTube thing for a couple months, really. I don't know. It might be 3 or 4 months now. I don't remember the first time I was getting on people's lives and stuff. I know BV was one of the first people for me to really watch, especially regularly. So yeah, I mean, it's still a pretty fresh thing, and I'm super green. I've always been into woodworking, and I've always liked outdoor stuff. I've always kind of just dabbled with so many different things, and it's kind of aggravating because I like to do so many different things. But this is just another one of them things. I like to storm chase because I've always been fascinated with weather and how things work, and kind of all ties together for the most part. But yeah, I'm like super fascinated on how the clouds work. That's why I'm like, why are these clouds going north when this system is going east, basically? Is it, Are these going north because they're trying to form up with that line to the right that's building up? That's what I'm assuming. It's kind of sucking these clouds in to make a bigger one. So anyway, I was just responding to a text message real quick. One of my best friends sending a little quick message. She's getting up this morning, I'm sure. Probably getting ready to go to church. What a guy. What a guy. So, take you back off of here. So that's pretty cool formation going here. It's the same kind of clouds as I was looking at a minute ago. Man, one of those little gnats got in here. Dang it. So that's an interesting cloud formation there. Let's see if I can get a screenshot of that, because that's pretty cool. Little raindrops. I like the way that looks. So that line is forming up a little more than what it was just a few minutes ago. Seems like this dash mount is working pretty decent. Going down the gravel road, it seemed to have held up pretty good, so that's a good thing. Hopefully this will be a good car mount. So that's really the first mount that I've got for my phone. I need to get a tripod, even just a short one, but I'd like to get a taller tripod for when I'm flying my RC planes. Because I've been kind of battling that with a couple of lives that I've done, and they just weren't very good. Going back and watching them, you can actually see the planes. I didn't think you could, but you could actually see them flying around mostly. I mean, it's just a little dot, but if I could get one of those tall phone mounts, on a tall tripod, that would definitely help. I can mount that up and hopefully get a little better view, and I can actually see, people talking and stuff rather than just going with it. But yeah, there's just so much stuff. I want to get a lathe, because I've always really liked wood turning. So at some point I'm going to get a lathe at some point. It's just money that I don't have. So at some point I was gonna get a bigger lathe, but I think I convinced myself just to get a mini lathe, at least initially, because I'll most likely initially just do pens and utensil handles and things like that, just the smaller stuff. At least initially, I know that I'll want bigger. I had a Shopsmith, but I didn't use it. I've just always had a bunch of different things going on, so I just never got around to it. So I ended up selling that. A guy had another Shopsmith, so He was either going to use it for parts or clean it up and have another one. So it went to a good home. I don't remember the guy's name. Now that I'm on this YouTube, in the YouTube groups and stuff, I'm wondering if he's on it as well. I don't know, but I don't think so. 'Cause I want to say he was in Arkansas, so it's a possibility. But it'd be funny if he is in the group and I don't even realize it. But anyway, I think I pretty firmly decided that I'm gonna go with the mini lathe, because I want the variable speed as well. Which the bigger lathes, you're talking some pretty good money to get into a lathe that isn't just change the belt for a different speed, an actual variable speed. I know there's ways around that too, but nothing that I really want to mess with. So yeah, I think just a mini lathe, and the brand new ones aren't too crazy expensive. I've already kind of talked a little bit with a couple people that have got one recently, a new one recently. So there's the Win and the Jet. Of course, those two are both very popular. Jet has been around forever. They make the big lathes and the small lathes, so all kinds of other equipment too. So anyway, I'm kind of just sitting here seeing if anything's going to develop. Saw I had another person come in, but I guess they ditched out real quick. So I was kind of doing another intro, but they decided to outro. So there's no use in me talking about what I'm doing. It's just kind of crazy that I'm not getting more people even just to pop in for a second. It's kind of weird. But I chased down a pretty good storm line, front line, I guess. It started looking like it was going to do something. It keeps showing that I get one person coming in and going out, coming in and going out. But yeah, so I'm just kind of chilling out right now, seeing if any of this stuff turns into anything, which it doesn't look like it's going to. Yeah, I see you. It's just kind of weird. Oh, there's some good lightning. I think I was pointed right at it. I don't know if you saw that, Ray. You might have looked away from the phone like right when that lightning struck. It was right there. It's really like only the first or second lightning that I've seen on this whole deal. I think I saw one as I was going up the road initially in the distance, but it's kind of weird that there's no lightning with this. But yeah, so I initially was following this good line, took an exit from the interstate and followed a really good line for a little while. Looked like it was maybe going to do something, and it just kind of fizzled out. Good morning. Its reflection is here. Get that Canadian representation. I don't know if you heard me saying that I was following a really good storm line initially. Probably if you go back probably if you go back maybe half an hour into my live stream, you can see a pretty good line. And I took an exit off the interstate because that's where the line was really heavy. So I took that exit off, and then yeah, some stuff was starting to form a little bit. Yeah, we're trying to take over for Grumpy while he's out. Ray, Crafts by Ray, I don't know if you see his name right there. Um, he's a really cool woodworker. If you don't have him on your list already, go check him out. It's really easy. Crafts by Ray. He's live right now, doing some stuff for his wife, and yeah, he's got some really cool stuff. He's got all the cool equipment, laser engravers, and all that fun stuff. But really cool guy. Reflection, if you want to check him out. Same with you, Ray. He's a Canadian, one of them Canadian guys. You know how those guys are. Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to have a shield. I still am on the fence with that. Not that there's anything against you, because we've been on each other's lives several times, so definitely don't have anything against you, but so yeah, I'll get you set up here. There you go. Now you can check out Ray's, easier than having to search it. Yeah, I mean, you've been on several of my lives. You kind of know what my vibe is, and a certain couple of somebodies if I don't want them in my chat. I know you're good people, so yeah, Ray, he's a Canadian guy that goes on walkabouts all the time. Goes to the store and takes YouTube with him. Goes on bus rides, and I know I've seen him at the airport, all different kinds of places. He was out at a fire station yesterday where there's a parade, basically a car parade, car parade. So that was kind of cool. I watched that yesterday morning for a little bit. But anyway, Mark, yes. Yeah, I mean, you know how YouTube is. You basically call people by their YouTube name. That's just kind of how it goes. Especially when you get so many people, and trying to keep track of everybody's name, it gets kind of difficult sometimes. Hopefully, I remember your name now, Mark. Hopefully, I'll remember that. I should, but sometimes I sleep in between trying to remember things. Yeah, Tim and John. That's a pretty popular one. Different ways to spell it. What's another one? Tim, John. I don't know too many Marks. I know there's another one that's pretty popular, but yeah, it's kind of funny when you have the JRH, JDH, and then there's another one they call JTC, which I'm trying to think of what that stands for now. I can't remember what that JTC or JCT. I think it's JTC. I know I've seen them in different people's lives and stuff. Yeah, there's several of those: JRH, JDH, JTC. But yeah, there's a lot of people wanting Grumpy to get back on. Uh, Ray doesn't know who Grumpy is. I mentioned to him this morning that he should go check him out. He's just a really cool guy, and he's on there every morning at what 5:30 Central. For I guess that would be 6:30 Eastern, I think. Um, but yeah, he's always there, so there's always a fun place to hang out, and he's just super chill and a really good guy. So oh yeah, that chest mount. I know you were talking about that yesterday and how you liked it, and how it was lightweight and easy to maneuver. But I guess it was still pressing into you. I know you asked about the guy that had the hat camera. That's what I would be really interested in getting one of those for when I do my RC flying. Because that way I can follow the plane around and the camera would be looking at it as I'm looking at the plane. Yeah, that hat camera was cool, and I've seen them before. And like you had mentioned, I think I heard you say that, do you have a way for it to automatically stream to YouTube? And I think he just said that he just does video, and he wasn't really much into the YouTube. And I'm pretty sure that's when you gave him one of your stickers, but I have to figure that out. I know they have them where you can stream from from that, and then they have ways you can do multiple, like Ray. Even he has a picture in picture, so he has the little picture in picture of his I think it's the engraver, right? Either the engraver, the I can't remember if it's CNC or engraver. I don't know if he's still listening, but yeah, he's got a picture in picture of his machine, and so that's really cool. You can watch that working while he's working on other things. Yeah, Bluetooth for sure. Okay, there you go. He has CNC and 2 laser engravers. Um, yeah, so he has the picture in picture on that, and then it's watching that while it's working on one of them, and then it's got the picture of him in his main shop, all on the same screen. So there's some stuff building up again to my left. Isn't that a song, like a Beyonce song or something? uh-huh. To the left, to the left. Oh, there's some lightning. I don't know if the camera caught it. I couldn't tell where it was from, if it was behind me or right on this line right here. Oh, airplane guy fell. My little air conditioner airplane puppy fell. I have it in my air vent on the left, and then I set the towel right here on the edge to catch the little raindrops. But yeah, and there's a little birdie trying to talk to you. Where is it? There it is. I think it's a sparrow, maybe. It's hard to tell. It almost seems like a young starling, which I hate those birds. Starlings are nasty, evil, gross birds, but I'm not really sure if that's a young one or if it's a sparrow. Anyway, squirrel, well, I mean bird, but easily distracted. I get very easily distracted. I am in Missouri. Missouri. Remember Missouri? It's kind of easy to remember the guy that talks about misery all the time. Very close to Oklahoma, very close to Kansas. I'm in the southwest corner of Missouri. So, yeah, I'm right there, pretty much Tornado Alley. Obviously, I've seen some pretty interesting stuff. This is a pretty cool line right here that's forming. And again, it's strange to me that this stuff is moving more north than east. I guess the stuff is just kind of merging north, but the whole system is moving mostly east. So I guess it might look like it's going straight north, but it might be going a little bit north and east as well. Those clouds right there look really cool. Oops, I was trying to take a screenshot of that because I really like those clouds. There we go. So yeah, and these are kind of lower clouds right here. See that right there? A lot of times is an indication that there's some wind. You can almost see right here the color is changing a little bit. It's showing up more on the camera than it is I can see myself, but you can see right there it kind of almost has a green tinge to it. So that's always a sign that there's some kind of activity going on. So this might be an interesting little cell. I was about to check my phone, see if I could check the radar and stuff, but I really don't want to do that because I would be willing to bet I would lose my live stream. Not that I couldn't just get back on and do another live stream, but because there's supposed to be another line coming through, and this might be the second line coming through. There's a pretty good chance of it that this might be the second line, the initial line, and then now this one. Missouri Breaks is a 70s film. I guess I haven't heard of that. I don't have much of a southern twang. Well, I've told you, I lived in Michigan for several years, and it was about 7 years, and 7.5, I think it was. And for whatever reason, some of that stuff just stuck. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas, so definitely south, just about as south as you can get. I mean, of course, even further, like Corpus and Brownsville and all that is even further south, but yeah, so I was born and raised south, and for whatever reason, the freaking Michiganders, Ray, Michiganders, their little northern twang really kind of stuck in my vocal cords. So yeah, every once in a while I'll get caught saying things with a little bit of a northern twang. Oh yeah, you gotta go to the store. I know you were saying something about that earlier. But you didn't want to. You were hoping you didn't have to. Of course, you're trying to get your stuff done, and you're kind of in a time crunch. So I know going to the hardware store isn't the best situation, but you gotta do what you gotta do. There's some stuff building up pretty decent right behind me. I imagine it's coming over the top of me here, and you'll see it in the camera view here shortly. I mean, I'm not doing anything. I can kind of just turn, do a little dealio here. So these clouds right here, so there's that, and then this. So that cloud looks like it could maybe turn into something. You see all the little dippity doos and stuff. So that could maybe do something. I'm just gonna turn right back around. I'm in a really good spot where I'm sitting. It's off the road. It's on paved road both directions. So I can easily jump out on the road, and it's not like it's a dirt road or anything. Got a pretty good view all the way around me. Actually, pretty excellent view, except for right here where the trees are, but even then there's a little bit of lightning to the left. I'll be right back. You kind of missed that one just a little bit, Mark. Arnold Schwarzenegger is "I'll be back." you added 2 words in there, or you added a word in there. I'll be back. Their own weather channel, better than the government sites. Canadian Weather Live. They monitor all of Canada. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you know how your government run stuff is up there. You know personally all about that. Unfortunately. See, I can just like drive in circles right here. So you can see all the cool clouds. It's just I'm surprised this is actually paved right here. I'm sure not very long ago it was not paved, but I just wanted to show you those clouds again right here, and then there's another line forming right there. Again, it might turn into something. It's definitely darker than it was just a little while ago. And if there's any farmers out there, I doubt it because it's raining, but there's a house over there to the right. They're probably, but it looks like the garage is on this side, so they probably can't even see me driving around, but they're probably like, what is this guy doing? Just driving around in circles. Freaking weirdo. I don't know if you can see the road in front of me there. It's kind of cool. Maybe I can zoom in. There's like 2 dips. It's kind of cool. There's a couple of birds up on one of the dips there too. See the dips? Looks like a roller coaster. Now my phone's deciding it wants to focus on the raindrops. But yeah, you see the couple of dips in the road. It's kind of cool. Go back out. Yeah, it just got quite a bit darker all the way around me. Yeah, it's weird. Now all of a sudden it's oops. And now there we go. I was gonna say it didn't want to. The magnet didn't want to grab, but I was gonna say now it wants to all of a sudden start focusing in on the water drops, but yeah. So what do we have going on here? I mean, there's some interesting clouds. See right there, a couple little dips coming down. Got a little bit of thunder, which I hadn't really heard much of until just recently, in the last several minutes. I'm in the storm chasing vehicle. It's not much of one, but it works. I don't know if you saw the last week when I was live and was on literally the edge of a tornado. They just, from what I was told, a couple people at work, they said that it was an EF1. So, I mean, it's very small, on the wind scale and all that. But there's a car just coming over one of the hills and then down and then about to come back up. But yeah, it was apparently designated as an EF1, which I'm not surprised, because everybody kept saying straight line winds, straight line winds, straight line winds. I didn't believe it because I was pretty much in it, and then saw the damage the next, well, I guess it was 2 days later while I was at work driving down the road for my work, and saw all the damage. Lots of trees down. I mean, it's mostly just tree damage, so I think that it kind of stayed up off the ground for the most part. And then a guy at work said that several trees on his farm went down, but in different directions. So if it was straight line winds, they would have mostly gone all in the same direction. And he was in the path of where it was going, kind of right at the end of it. But yeah. Yeah, the actual storm chasers, I was watching a little bit of Max Velocity last night. It's funny you say that, because when he ended his live, he dumped it off onto one of the storm chasers, and that's exactly what it sounded like. It was just, he was super excited, so I understand why he was saying all kinds of stuff, but the guy was super excited that he got thousands of people on his live, and I guess it was like maybe the first time that he ever has or something. But it's kind of funny because he was just going crazy. Religious storm chasing. Oh, I don't know about that. I thought you were talking about the other guys that just were cussing all the time. Anyway, I've seen that many times too. They're just, I guess, not realizing that people are watching their stream and just going a little extra, if you want to call it that. So I've got some clouds over here to my left, and a little grumble of thunder. I'm gonna maybe let you see what's going on there. So how about that? That is pretty cool looking. Try and maybe catch some screenshots of that. And again, it kind of some color change right there. A lot of times that indicates that something's trying to brew. And there's little, see that one right there? Little, not necessarily funnels, but some little, see, and that's another thing. I love weather, I love storm, quote unquote, storm chasing, but I haven't done it enough and haven't been involved in it enough to know a lot of the lingo. I mean, I know that just like anything comes with time. I've never really done like actual storm chasing like I'm doing right now, basically. Look at that hawk. Or that's not a hawk. Is that a hawk? That was a crow. Looked like a hawk, but I've never like really like full on. I'm chasing this storm down. I'm gonna chase it down. I'm gonna keep following it. Other than on my drives back from Kansas City a couple times, but that was just for work, and I wasn't literally chasing a storm. I was just going back to my work from Kansas City, and that's just the way that the storm actually happened to be going, and I was literally following that storm. So that was pretty wild. That was a couple weeks ago. So yeah, right here in front of us, that actually has some stuff going on with it. I don't know if you can see right there, right above where my finger is right there. There's some possible something going on there. Unfortunately, the rain is coming in now a little more. I'm trying to keep it from focusing on the raindrops, but I know the windshield wiper is annoying as well. There's a fine line there. Do you want to hear the wiper or see the clouds? And of course, the clouds is the correct answer, right? Hey, Rainy Ridge. Sorry, I was not paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry. I was too busy looking at these clouds because there's some pretty good clouds rolling in right now. A little bit of thunder. Hadn't really noticed the lightning, but I know it's there. Obviously, if the thunder's there. But yeah, good morning. Many of us are covering for Grumpy while he was away. When Uncle Grumps comes back, please still visit me. It looks like we have to drive to Carl Junction today for Father's Day. I actually drove through the edge of Carl Junction this morning, on my way to where I am now. I am near Lamar. Don't know. I took a side road, and I don't know if I'm maybe between Golden City and Lamar. Not 100% sure. So I took a side road. Excuse me. I took a side road, took an exit, and then I think just before Lamar, and then went down that side road a little ways, chasing a line, and then turned left, went down the road for a little ways, and then turned right, went down the road a little ways, and now I'm right here. So I think I'm close to Lamar. I know you know where that is. And thank you, Reflection, for saying that. Happy Father's Day to whoever might be in and on this live, around this live, till the clouds roll by. Yeah, I'm further north, but I was in Joplin and then went on the edge of Carl Junction. I was about to actually go down 141 initially, but when I stopped to get a drink and a breakfast sandwich, knowing that I might be out for a few hours, I looked at the radar and it kind of pointed me more towards going straight down I-49. So I went down I-49 and this is where I'm at now. I mean, yeah, it's flat-ish, but there's also here, let me show you. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm either in Lamar or right on the edge of it. But I'm gonna zoom in here and clean my windshield off. Hopefully it'll pick it up. See, you can see those dips. It's not 100% flat. Just kind of depends on where you are. And those are pretty good little dips. Like there's a car that just come down the road from the opposite direction several minutes ago, and I mean it completely disappeared on each little bump. So I mean there's a little bit of stuff. It's mostly flat out here. I've hunted out in this direction, out this way, several times. Let me go back to wide angle. I've hunted out this way, Golden City and Lamar, several times. You know, I'm getting quite a bit of rain, but I think that was a lightning strike. I think I was looking back and I couldn't tell. So all those clouds that were forming up and everything right here looked like it might have turned into something. It all just sucked into one big, huge clump of clouds. The phone camera is actually picking it up better than I can see it, but there's some clouds that aren't quite sucked in to everything else right there, but I'm sure it'll get sucked up in there pretty quick. To me, just looking out there, I can barely see that, but the camera actually picks up the different areas of the clouds pretty good, actually. And then straight in front of me, there's a pretty solid line of rain. If you look all the way into the distance, there's some lightning. All the way into the distance, I don't know if you could tell on here or not, but there's a really solid line of, let me see if I can, really solid line of, see that? Look at the trees in the distance. They're almost disappearing in the rain. Yeah, Joplin had the big, what's funny, you know, I've only been here for a few years now. Everybody around here, you know, of course, knows all about that. And then they had the Netflix kind of movie, quote unquote, documentary movie for it, which, it wasn't the best. I like the footage that they had from it, but most of the people they interviewed, they just wanted the drama. It wasn't, most of the interviews were not that great. They could have found better people to interview. And actually my neighbor, if I'm not mistaken, my neighbor said that she was somebody that they talked to, but I don't know, her story wasn't interesting enough or something, I don't know. But where my house is right on the edge of the path of that huge tornado. But what I was saying is, it's funny, I call it a hurricane because it was such a wide, destructive path, and it was just so huge that it was really almost more of a hurricane than it was a tornado. Of course, landlocked, so it wasn't a hurricane, but um, just the destruction and the wide path that it was just resembled more of a hurricane than a tornado. Yeah, it was pretty wild. But yeah, my house that I bought is right on the edge of that path. It was originally built. The original part of the house was built in 1908. So that's kind of cool. That's part of the reason why I got it. I really love history. I mean, not super buff on it, but I love history. I love stuff like that. And different things like cars that I have bought. Let me go back out so you can see these cool clouds. Um, like right here, right there. There's kind of something maybe trying to form there. But like cars, most of the cars that I've had in the past, they've always been some kind of special, edition or something different about it. This car I'm in right now really isn't that great. I mean, it's an old man's car. It's a Buick, but it's super comfortable. I love it. Like, it's one of the most comfortable cars I've ever had. And it's got room for my RC planes. I had a truck, but I didn't like the truck payment, so I downgraded and got this SUV. But even this, like the color of it is a little bit different. It's not just a plain Jane gray or black or blue. I don't even remember the color of it. It's kind of a dark champagne type of color. Not purple, but not maroon. Not black. It's kind of a cool different color. So that's part of why I liked it. But the size was good. I could fit my airplane wings. The biggest one that I have is, I think, what is it? Is it an 8-foot wingspan? No, not 8. 7-foot wingspan. So I can fit the 7-foot wingspan wing in my car pretty comfortably. So the cedar shelf short that I have that everybody should check out if they haven't already. I always push that. It's kind of funny. It's my most viewed short. It's like got 1,630 something views, I think. But I like the song that I put to it, so that's why I push it. Go check it out. The short for my cedar shelf, live cedar or cedar live edge shelf, or I forget the title that I have on it, but yeah, check it out. It's I like the music that I put to it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, that board was, I believe, 109 inches, if I'm not mistaken. And that sucker was all the way up against the dash, all the way to the very back, and was barely able to close the door. And I think I'm right on the length of it, but not 100% sure if that's what it was. But anyway, yeah, that one I ended up cutting down a little bit to fit how I wanted it to fit on the wall, and then I used the leftover for some stuff. Sorry, let me, I know I missed some stuff here on the chat. Okay, there's the famous Twister, yep. Yeah, north of Bella Vista. Yeah, I have a couple of live streams, maybe one live stream and one video. I can't remember if it's both live or not, but no, my first one, that's right. My first one was a video because I was on a bike, didn't have a way to mount the phone on anything, so I just took video of a couple of different places, and I think I made a video of it, and that was in Bella Vista. And then I went on the other side of 49 to do going a walking trail, and I went live a couple of times. I was having some issues with the live, and it was like my second or third time, I think, to ever go live. So, I mean, I'm sure it was just a operator error kind of thing. But yeah, on the other side of 49 in Bella Vista, I did a pretty good couple of little lives that I did on that walking trail, and there's a couple of pretty cool spots there that I got. And I travel to Bentonville pretty regularly for work, typically a couple times a week. But basically just drive there and drive straight back. Local farmers for permission, metal detector fields. Oh, there was some good lightning. I don't know if it picked it up. My windshield wipers, I think, went across right when the lightning struck. Still really interesting clouds, but doesn't seem like anything is forming. Yeah, Buicks are good. I'm still catching up on. I'm looking at clouds and trying to catch up on the chat. You had one short go viral, can't seem to do it again. Yeah, it's really tough. I've got a couple. I can't say they're viral for at all, because I know viral, those are typically like 20,000 views and all that kind of stuff. But I've got a couple that are like 1,500, 1,600. There's several that are close to 1,000, but that's as far as I get. The cedar shelf one, that got to 1,600 and then just stopped. It got to 1,600 pretty quick, and then I look at it every once in a while and it's like 1,600, and then like a week or two ago I look at it, it's like 1,623, and then just a few days ago I looked at it and it's like 1,628. It's so weird. Bentonville is famous for the Mars HG. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my mom loves that show. She's always telling me about it, and I've watched it a few times, but Bentonville, of course, is definitely known for Walmart headquarters. Yeah, there you go, Rainy. Rainy, your name. I know I've seen your name on other chats. I keep wanting to say it's Tina, but I don't think it's Tina. I know there's a couple of Tinas around. It is Tina. Okay. I was gonna say I know there's a couple of Tinas, but for some reason, my mind was telling me that you weren't Tina, but you're the other Tina. That's right. So hopefully I remember that. Like I told Mark, I'm trying to remember his name. I'm always bad with names. Yeah, Rainy, Tina, they get around to a lot of chats. I'm pointed in the best direction for the different clouds that are kind of forming, and there's some lightning right in that direction. The lightning is kind of all around, really. I can kind of drive in a little quick circle. There's not much rain going on now. It kind of stopped. Kind of weird. Like I said, there's not much. There's like no traffic right here. It's just a little side road that I'm surprised is paved. Um, there's some, right there to the right, kind of straight ahead and to the right. There's something going on there, some low clouds, kind of little trailing little thing that looks like it's almost touching the ground. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right there, right above that little green spot. See if I can zoom in. Some of the I can't really. Anyway, shoot, whoops. I'm trying to get used to this phone mount. I put the little ring that it has. A lot of those have just the metal coin that you just plug onto the back of your phone. This one had like a ring. It's kind of dumb, but it was cheap. I say dumb. I know the reason why they did it the way they did, because they have a thing where you can plug it in to charge your phone from it. So there's copper coil in the center. So yeah, that's why they had a ring instead of a little metal coin. So it's easy to not get it right exactly where it needs to be on the mount. So that's why I dropped you. But anyway, these clouds right ahead in front of us, they're super low compared to everything else. So that's kind of cool. Got some birds flying around. I don't know why I just turned on my blinker. Well, I know why. I grabbed the wrong lever. So above that little house right there, and pole barn, there's some really low clouds. Might be hard for you to tell, but see, these clouds are now moving to the right, which is opposite of what they have been for the last, probably 30-45 minutes. They've been going the complete opposite direction. So now I think that line is finally moving in. And pushing this way, where the clouds a little while ago were feeding into this main line, and now this main line is pushing kind of southeast, basically. Scud clouds, yeah. Scud clouds are cool. Scud runners. Yeah, shorts need to be 10 to 15 seconds. And that's why the cedar shelf one, I'm sure, did really well. And it was one of my first ones too. So I'm pretty certain that's part of the whole thing, since it was one of my first ones. New YouTube channel, of course they're gonna try and push one here and there. I would imagine that's how that works. Especially then, I didn't have really any followers. I wasn't even at 50 at that time. I think I was only like 20 or 30 maybe when I posted that one. So that was pretty early on, just getting in on BV lives and things like that. So yeah. Oh, I still haven't even caught up on chat. I'm still sitting there back on talking about the shorts. Yeah, my shorts vary, and I trim them up as needed. There's several that are 3 minutes or just under 3 minutes, but not short enough to do 15 seconds. So I'm kind of all over the place, but I mean, I guess the way I feel. Yeah, sorry I hurt you. That was a pretty long fall. I try and hit all of it. I hit the the really short ones. There's a few of them that are really short, and then now the live stream thing. You know, they put out their own. YouTube puts out their own live highlight. So I mean that's pretty cool. It's something you don't have to very minimally have to change the settings. Just saying it's not for children or whatever, and then hit next, and it posts it really fast. So I mean it'll post that short before you even have your live posted. So I mean I guess that's good, but at the same time, if you don't have your live posted yet and you have that short telling you basically to go check out the live and you don't even have it posted yet, you lose some viewers there. So it's all just craziness. Oh yeah. I heard that. I heard you mentioning that you had the Florida guy visit. I've been to Florida a couple of times. Been to Disney, and then a couple of the beaches. I haven't been all the way South Florida. I haven't been down all the way down there yet. At some point, I would like to. Yeah, portable X-ray techs. I know several of those. They make some pretty good money. Oh, that was pretty cool lightning. So it looks like everything is kind of just smashed together again, which it did a little while ago. And I'm kind of I'm like you, Mark. My stuff is just raw. I do very little editing. If I find the video that I did has either some stuff that shouldn't, audio stuff that shouldn't be in there. I learned from my very first live. I was at the Route 66 Springfield, Missouri car show. I was walking through a market that they had there, and the freaking people had loudspeakers in the very back of the whole thing. It wasn't even close, but they had those things blaring, and of course YouTube threw a copyright on that whole video. And that was my very first video to post on this channel. It wasn't live, it was just a regular video, but I videoed the whole car show that was there, walked through the whole market and videoed all that, and went to one of the wood crafter people there and thought that I would get the woodworking people to check that out, but they smacked me with the copyright, and I haven't even gone back to try and edit it. That was before I even thought about using YouTube Studio. So I just left it. I was like, you know what, whatever. I think subscribers can still look at it, I'm pretty sure. If they go into my videos, I'm still getting views on it, not very many, so I'm pretty sure it has to be, if I'm not mistaken, it has to be a subscriber, since it's copyrighted. It's not out there for everybody to view. Yeah, keep hoping you retire one day. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where I've been all over the place, with jobs and work and everything. I've had my CDL for 24 years. And only let it lapse one time for a couple of years because I was doing landscaping full time, and just let it lapse. But kind of been all over the place. I've always stuck with the CDL stuff, and I kind of decided I need to stay where I am right now unless something else just I can't pass up comes up. I just need to stick with it, keep the insurance, keep the retirement going, and I had several years in the volunteer fire department down in Texas, and moved up here. I should have stayed down there for 2 more years, and I would have had at least a partial retirement from them. But I moved here, and it doesn't transfer state to state, so I kind of just, not that it was a waste of 8 years. It wasn't. It was volunteer work, and I've done a lot of other volunteer work for other things, but I was very dedicated to that. I was really good at it. I was one of the best drivers, I feel, and I was told by the chief a couple of different times. So that was another thing that I could have maybe pursued, was fire department, but now I'm too old and I don't have a degree. And that's basically the two things. And most things now, at least stuff that I've been interested in, you gotta have a degree or an age requirement. I don't have those requirements anymore. Yeah, and live streams, I finally figured out how to cut. I cut half of my live stream that I did the other day for one of my drives because I didn't realize my phone dropped. I couldn't see it because I had a big roll of paper towel holding it up, and I didn't realize that it slid out and fell down. And I just didn't know. So it was pointing up half the drive. It was an hour live, I think. And by the time I looked at it, it was too late. But so I went back and chopped half of it out. And I tried to do that one other time, but I didn't know what I was doing. So like you, I just deleted it. So. My voice picture at 22 years old, yeah. I look and I guess maybe talk and feel a lot younger than I am. Especially when I shave, I have a baby face. So I always get mistaken to be in my 30s, but yeah, it is what it is. You're in the emergency services too? That's good. Oh wow. Check this out. I got just socked in with rain right here just now. And didn't even really notice. Let me see. Might be hard to tell, but I mean that's a lot of rain. See, you can't even see. You can't even see very far into that field right there. That's a heavy downpour, but nothing really happened. Nothing really happened with the line. It just kind of merged together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and head back south, and maybe I can catch the leading edge again. So we'll go for a little drive-a-boot. It's pretty heavy rain. I don't know if it's gonna get noisy or not, but guess you just have to deal with it if it does. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. I'm trying to lean forward a little bit and talk closer to the camera, microphone, whatever you want to call it. To the right, I guess you can see it a little bit on the camera. To the right, there's a little bit of a line. And to my left, there's some lower clouds. It's not like tornado clouds, I don't think. There's some more scud runners right here. If I can, there's a dead possum in the road. If I can catch a road here, I don't know if you saw that bird. That was a scissor-tail flycatcher that just flew by. There's some cool clouds right here. Really low. It's really cool. I don't think it's... Oh man, so there's a house up here. I wonder if they're on a... Hold on. There's a little turnoff. I'm going to back into this turnoff and check out this line of... check out this line of clouds. And they're super low. I'm going to back in right here. It's just a little spot. Looks like maybe some telephone service or something that had a little turn off, but as you could probably hear, the rain is coming down really hard. But you can see that line right along here. It's really low. It's kind of blending in with the rest of the clouds now. I think the rain is coming from behind me. And it's getting pretty windy. I don't know if you could see the grass and the edge of the... Oh wow, look at that. Look at those bushes and stuff out there. I don't know if you can tell. There's just so much rain. Look at... I'm trying to... Unfortunately, just the wipers get in the way, but I can't... The rain just hits fast enough, you can't really tell. But in between, if you could see, those bushes were moving pretty good. I don't know if I can zoom in more. Can you see that? It's hard to tell, but those things are moving pretty good. You know, and there was like zero wind, 20 minutes ago? So that's definitely... See how much those are moving? It's pretty wild. Yeah, wall cloud. Kind of wall cloud, shelf cloud. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could Google it and see what the gurgle it, as I call it, gurgle it, and see the difference. As far as I know, they're basically the same thing. I'm sure there's some kind of scientific difference between the two. I think I'm in Lamar, Missouri, just a little bit east of I-49. Lamar. That's where I'm at right now. Pretty good lightning. That same little area of bushes and stuff are moving around. Still pretty good. But that line that I was looking at, it disappeared. I don't know if it got sucked up into it or if I should maybe drive back south a little bit. I think I'm assuming that's where it's going, but that kind of just, it was cool. It was a little action there, but so the crazy thing about that is those bushes were blowing all over the place, but these trees right here to the left, they're not moving around as much. A little bit, but not as much. So I think if I go a little bit south, I'll probably hit that line again. I may have sat there for a little bit too long, but I can still see clouds coming in. But it just kind of socked in pretty quick. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but my wiper blade on my left-hand side is 1 inch too long. I thought I got the correct one, but I had this wiper blade already for another car. And when I compared the one that I had to this one, they look the same. But it catches, not all the time, but every once in a while it catches. So yeah, it's severe warning, big area of storms. Yeah, I mean, I knew that it was coming. I should be able to drive to the front of it again. Granted, I'm just on a side road. I think it's either A or C to the east of 49 at the junction of E. I want to say I'm just south of Lamar, south and east. Yeah, I'm on A and E, but I don't want to go down. I don't think I want to go down E. I keep going down A, heading south, trying to catch the front edge of it again. So there's some pretty solid rain. Calm overcast. I'm not driving very fast. I guess if I drove a little faster, I could maybe catch up to the front of it. But yeah, like these farm fields to my right, they're like flooded right now. I mean, I figure if I'm going 30 miles an hour, I'm probably going faster than the storm is moving. They typically move, depending, it all depends, but they typically travel between 15 and 30 miles an hour, depending on what's going on with the storm. So I figure at 30 miles an hour, I should be able to catch up to the front of it. Pick it up a little bit, make sure I catch the front of it, but I mean, that rain's coming down pretty good. I can't see, I don't know, maybe a half a mile in front of me. It's pretty good rain. Can't see that far. Very, very solid rain. It's a little bit darker to my left than it is in front of me. So basically to my east, to my left right now. To the east, it's a little bit darker. Still solid overcast. Oh, I guess I'm probably catching up to the edge of it. And again, doing this solo, with some chat help, it's kind of hard. I don't have another phone. I don't have a tablet. Don't have a laptop, none of that stuff. I just have my phone and that's it. If I had another phone or tablet, then I've got hotspot on my phone, so I need to get a tablet or something. I've got hotspot on my phone, so I could connect to it, and I could stream some radar, but just doing what I can. That system is heading out, heading our way eventually. So I'm going like 30 miles an hour right now. Figuring I'll eventually catch up to it. And again, it's just a small little back road, paved road at least, so it's nice. Pick it up a little bit. Try and get ahead of it, maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of rain right here. This is kind of almost hydro-cleaning rain. It's very heavy. But now it's starting to light up a little bit. So I'm guessing I'm get closer to the front of it. A little bit of lightning. There's a nice farm right there on the right. All their barn, all their sheds and everything are matching. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know if you can see it, there's a lot of cooling on the road. Major intersection. There's an intersection. Oh, 160. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty major intersection right here. Not sure if the pavement is going to continue south. I don't know, can you hear me okay? Yeah, this road actually ends right here. Oh, which way do I want to go? I think I'm gonna go east. Yeah, it was a little bit darker this way, but I mean, it's just solid in all directions. It's pretty. Now my stupid wiper keeps catching the lines. Plenty wet on the dang windshield. And it just all of a sudden wants to start catching. Faster now. It'll be okay. Yeah, it's like solid all the way around every direction. The road that I was on literally dead ended on this road, so I had to go one way or the other. So figured this way, since it was a little bit darker, catch the edge of it, and then head south again. Only 1,039. That's not very far. Signal bounces off the satellite. I don't know. I don't think so. There's just a lot of cell phone towers. They're pretty much everywhere nowadays, you know. Pretty much all the major carriers have almost 100% coverage no matter where you are. Yeah, you get into these little towns like this, you might lose coverage here and there, but for the most part, I've had pretty good coverage with this. I think I'm with AT&T, which I was never really a fan of AT&T, but when I got AT&T at the time, I was on a hunting lease, and it was either AT&T or Verizon. Everybody else didn't have a signal. So is it not paid? Oh, that just goes into a church parking lot. Alright. I didn't want Verizon because it was expensive. And AT&T had the internet and stuff at the time, so that's the way I went. That's kind of where I've stayed. I always had pretty good coverage with them. Now their bills are starting to get a little higher. I noticed the last several months. Seems like there's another tax that they keep adding. So that's really annoying, but gas prices here are actually definitely getting better the last several days. Now that supposedly the Iran thing is all done and settled and whatever. I just filled up yesterday, topped off yesterday at 3.14, 3.14. So that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, I'm blowing gas right now, but it's alright. I'm having fun. Maybe someday I'll be able to be monetized and stuff, and people could like send super chats and stuff like that. I mean, I do have my Venmo and Cash App linked on my info. And I mention on there in my details or info, whatever it is. But I've never gotten anything from anybody, so I don't expect it. And you never know who you come across. And this is one of the things that I would love to do more often. Another thing that I have mentioned on some of my other lives, you know, if somebody wants to go see something or go somewhere that I normally wouldn't go, you know, say they want to go see the Marmot Caves, which isn't very far from me. You know, maybe they'll pay for gas and entry fee. I'll make a video, post it, and there you go. That's kind of, I mean, I know there's several people out there on YouTube Land and all that do that. That's their full-time job, is going around doing different things, going to theme parks and all that kind of stuff. You know, I love roller coasters, so I would definitely be all about that. I've been to Cedar Point in Ohio. Um, it's been a lot of years. I don't know. I think I would still be okay doing it. I'm not 100% sure if my back the way it is. There's Golden City. I'm 7 miles from Golden City. That's kind of the direction I'm going to be headed. Right to Golden City. You know, if people want to chip in and pay for a trip for me to go to some kind of theme park or some kind of cave, like I said, there's a lot of caves around this area, so I don't really have to go very far to go to a cave. And I've been to a few of them before I was doing the whole YouTube thing. So otherwise I would have had, instead of just pictures, I would have done video and would have been able to post it. But that's another thing is variety is spice of life, yeah. I hadn't really thought of until recently. I just posted a video of the different landscape jobs that I've done. You know, brick pavers and all that kind of stuff. So I went through and picked out some of my best jobs and just did a slideshow and had Chat GPT, you know, put a bunch of pictures into a slideshow, and then I posted that. So it turned it into a video that I could post, not just pictures. Because technically you can't really post pictures unless it's on the community post or whatever, which I don't have a community post yet. At least not that I know of. I know there's certain ways that, let's see. I am going to turn here. Oh, can you see that? Yeah, see the camera picks it up. I couldn't really see it at first, but there's some really cool clouds right here. There's like just this little spot in all this crazy thick clouds. Excuse me. So yeah, that's something that I never really thought of, just making a slideshow out of pictures and then posting that as a video. So I did that with I'm not gonna get stuck. It's a good gravel road right here. It's not very wide, but it's not, it's wide enough that I can get off to the side and somebody can pass me, but there's not going to be most likely any cars on this road. And there's most likely not going to be anybody coming up behind me either. And if they do, they can just go around or honk. There's just this little spot right here. It's just a random, like, it's completely solid everywhere else, all the way around. And then there's just this little tiny spot, and you can see there's a little dip right there. I'm sure it's not going to be anything. It could be, but I doubt it. It'll probably just get sucked up into the rest of it, most likely. But anyway, yeah, so slideshows. I have a ton of pictures. My phone is filled with pictures. Mostly crap that I need to go through and delete. But there's a car. Okay, they just drove by, so that's good. What was I gonna say? Yeah, slideshows. So I took a lot of pictures at one of the caverns that I went to. One of them I didn't take very many pictures of, but I need to get a slideshow of the one cavern I got a bunch of pictures out of. Just make it into a slideshow and post it. It's pretty cool. We are looking east, and we're almost in Golden City, probably 5 miles north of Golden City, well, downtown Golden City, I guess. So I'm probably actually on the edge of Golden City. pointing east. Yeah, see that little area that was there? It's pretty much got sucked right up, and you can still kind of see a little bit disbursement there, but I keep clearing my throat a little bit. I'm sure it's probably just the air conditioner blowing. I'm not sick or anything. The wind's picking up just a little bit. I don't know if you could see the bushes and weeds and stuff here on the side. Picking up the wind a little bit. That wasn't there just a few minutes ago. But I don't see anything forming right here. It's kind of wild that it's so windy. I don't know if you can see them, but these weeds right here on the edge of the road, they're blowing pretty good. But looking out the side window, I don't really see anything. Which is kind of strange because it's in the middle of this whole system. Are we there yet? Go rabbit chasing. I mean, I stopped right here because of that little hole in the clouds that we had, thinking that might be something, but man, right in front of us, as you can see, it's just a solid line of rain. I'm gonna go ahead and head back. Probably turn back around, or if I come up on a road to go to the right, I'll go to the right and travel down that road a little bit. Yeah, I'll get stuck there if I try and turn around. I don't know if you can tell, but they cut down these fields right here pretty recently. Yeah, you see these weeds in this little ditch line right here? I'm gonna slow down, probably stop just for a second. You can see how much they're blowing. Yeah, that's pretty good wind for just a solid line of solid sky of clouds. It's kind of unexpected wind, really. And I might just not be in the right spot. Maybe further west of me there's some action going on. I don't know. But that wind is blowing pretty good. I would say that's probably at least 30-mile-an-hour winds. Really, really pretty farm field right here. It looks like beans to the right, corn to the left. Really, really pretty farm land right here. So if anybody just coming in here, I'm just kind of following a storm. I mean, I've been live now for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Really, the first of it was probably at about the hour mark, I think, maybe. Cute little house right there. Into it is about. I didn't catch what time, how much time it was into the video. But about an hour into it is when I first caught the front of this storm. Pretty good line of clouds and everything. couple of spots that I thought would maybe turn into something, but they just got sucked up into the clouds, and kind of sat in spot for a little while and caught some pretty good different different clouds and wind changes and things like that, but nothing too crazy. What up, Norm? Storm chaser himself. I'm on a side road now. I don't know how long you've been watching. But yeah, I was in a pretty good spot for, I don't know, what was it, maybe an hour? 45 minutes or so, maybe. It looked like there was some stuff happening and it just never materialized. Everything just kind of got sucked up into it. Now I've got pretty good rain pretty much all the way around me for as far as I can see. A couple of dark spots here and there behind me and to the side of me. I've had a couple of people with me here just about the whole time. So that's really cool. I appreciate that. Mark, his reflection. I know I mentioned him to Norm yesterday. The cool Canadian. I guess that's maybe what I can call you, Mark. The cool Canadian. Let's see. That's dead end. See, I'm just gonna keep going south along this little road here. It's just as good of a road this way than it is that way. And there's some good viewing here, these trees. So, you're welcome. I picked a scenic route. Radar, what's up? I'm just traveling, not going very fast. I figure I've been between like 25 and 35, 40 miles an hour. Stopped a couple of times for something that looked like it could have been something, but I'm trying to jump back to the leading edge of the storm going south right now. Earlier in the stream, I caught some pretty good stuff that looked like it might materialize, but it never did. So yeah, there's a couple of small pieces of tree limb storm, or maybe a tall tractor hitting the trees mostly. You can see they've had some good storms here recently, though, because the edges of this road are washed out. Probably from last week. They've had some pretty good storms in Lamar in this area for the last couple of months. Some pretty tall corn to the left. Looks like good, nice green corn with all this rain that we've been getting. Oh, look at that. I can't go south anymore. Dead end. I mean, it might be kind of cool to go venture. Go check out the... see, it's starting to clear up a little bit right there. You can see in the camera. Left or right? Left or right? All right, chat. Left or right? I mean, to the right, I can go back to the interstate. Not to say Benner is boring. We just missed Grumps. I'm pretty certain he said, because I stayed on his live for a pretty good amount of time the last couple of days. Well, not the last couple of days. I guess it was like Wednesday and into Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday. Because he left Friday. I'm pretty sure he was just basically driving mostly straight back from wherever he went. It's a secret. So I'm pretty sure like tomorrow possibly, or Tuesday, but I don't know if he actually said an exact day or date to anybody other than a couple of people. I know a couple of people know exactly what he's doing, but no, I'm not going straight. It's a dead end. Um, I mean, like I said, it could be an adventure, but I don't really. All right, see ya, Tina. I almost said teeny. Tina, see you around. Um, yeah. So no one ever said left or right. I'm not gonna go straight, even though I love adventures. I've done a lot of adventures in this car. So funny story. Nobody's around. I'm in the middle of freaking nowhere. Funny story. Left. Okay. So I'll talk while I drive. I was with one of my sons. I've got two sons. They're 22 and almost 23, I guess. Or, yeah, is that right? 21. I'm trying to do math and drive. I know it's complicated. 23. Yeah. 23 and 22 basically. They're just over a year apart. A year and a couple months. A few months, I would say. So I was with my oldest son driving from Missouri to Houston, and there's a spot that I always wanted to check out, but I never did. There's like some little monument up on a hill, and it's like a little back road that goes behind it. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. So I finally went and stopped and looked at this monument. It wasn't much of anything, just a little monument on the side of the road. I didn't actually look at it to see what it said or anything. But as I went up this little hill where it sits, I saw there was a back road. I'm like, hey, that looks like it'd be fun to drive on. So what did I do? Of course, hey, I'm gonna go check out this side road, see where it takes us. I was pretty certain it was just a side road that went along the highway. It kind of had that look to it, like it was just gonna follow it and then go back. So I'm going along, doodling along. All right, well, okay. Let's see. I love having choices. Straight or right? I'm trying to look at the clouds too. I'm gonna go straight. Looks like I'm getting closer to some scud running clouds here. So I go along this road. This is just a 2-track. I'm like, it'll take me to the other side. So I'm getting further and further in. I have my GPS on, and it's telling me that I can go straight, and it doesn't turn. And it's like 1 point something miles to get back to the highway. It's like, all right, well, it's telling me I can go, so I'm going. And it just gets more 2-tracky and more 2-tracky and more 2-tracky the further and further I get into it. So now I'm starting to go over like little rocks, and I actually have to pivot one way or the other. This car is not 4-wheel drive, it's not all-wheel drive, it's just 2-wheel. So yeah, it's like it's not an off-road car. It's an SUV, but it's not an off-road car. So it's getting further and further into this, out in the middle of nowhere. I do see a cell phone tower not too far in front of me, so I was like, okay, at least I have cell phone service, most likely. So it's getting narrower and narrower. Finally got to a point where I couldn't go any further. Like, it was going to be risky to go any further straight. So I actually got out of my car and I kind of went around a little curve. And just around the curve, like, it was definitely like almost rock crawler freaking craziness. I was like, yep, okay, yep, can't do that. So went back to the car. I had to find a place to turn around. It's just two track, and like it kind of went up on each side of me. And yeah, so it was very interesting. I ended up turning around in a spot that wasn't really a good place to turn around, but it's the only place I had. And yeah, so I just kind of had to Austin Powers that stuff, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you've seen that. Uh, when he's on that little cart, he does the 20-point turn around. That's pretty much what I did. So going through that area, there's a lot of tree branches and stuff. So I got a bunch of scratches all over this car. A lot of scrapes on the bottom where I was literally pushing rocks out of the way. I thought I was going around them, but I wasn't. I was just pushing them. Anyway, it was interesting. Just like this, like what is? Oh, this is a little bridge. Oh, okay. I thought that was like a washed out road, but it was an actual cement bridge. 1968 Volkswagen Beetle. I would love to have a 1968 Volkswagen Beetle. I don't know if I'd fit in it, but you know the way those cars are, you can put a custom seat in it. Somebody tall like me can drive it. That's actually one of the cars, if I was to restore something, a Volkswagen Beetle or van, or as they call them, a bus, a Volkswagen van. I would love to restore a Volkswagen van. That's a pretty big bridge right there. Well, I guess I have to go left or right. So I'm gonna go right. It's pretty small two-lane going, or not two-lane, but single road going that way. That's a pretty good little stream right there. The only bad thing about all this is it's twisty turning, and hopefully nobody's going crazy fast coming the other direction. That would not be good. But I'm so far out in the middle of freaking nowhere that I really doubt I'm going to be running into anybody. Unless it's a storm chaser. But they're probably not on this outside road either, so I guess I'm the only goofy one enough to be driving around. I see some pavement ahead. So it's a little bit darker to my left, which is north. Is the corn ready for eating? I don't think so, not quite. It was really tall, really pretty, very dark green. Dark green corn stalk. I mean, of course, that corn is not the eating kind of corn, most likely. I said not eating. I mean, of course, it's going to be in stuff, but it's not like ears of corn that you're going to put a bunch of butter and pepper on. Cattle corn. Got actually a car coming the other direction. Now that I'm on pavement. Volvo. They are fancy. Well, I guess since I went so far, dang it, why is that thing catching now? Yeah, go all the way, there we go. I guess since I went so far westbound, I still got a lot of ways, pretty good ways to catch up. Yes, I know ketchup, chips, gross. Rain's getting heavier, so that's a good sign, I guess, that I'm getting closer to the front of it, maybe. We can do a little hill right here. See, Tina's missing all the hills right here. She said that it was flat. I mean, this isn't Lamar, but it's close. Definitely not flat. Go west. I'm going south right now. Might go west or go south a ways, but I mean, I got back into that heavy rain again. Look at the water runoff right here coming off the side road. Nice covered car, but there's plenty of rain. Wash that off. That's quite a bit of runoff from that road. I'm surprised they don't have that better graded to run off for it. That's gonna be pretty nasty here in a little bit. Coming up to that stop sign. The hills are alive. Does it get any more classic than that? I mean, I guess for me in my age, that's about as classic as it gets. I know you have mentioned a couple other older movies that I've never heard of, but yeah, Sound of Music, man. I'm literally going 40 miles an hour. And there's a weird, I'm not going over the center, but there's a weird, some weird bumps on this road. Yeah, I'm only going 40 miles an hour. It might look like I'm going fast, which is complete opposite of when I'm on the highway. When I'm on the highway going 70, it looks like I'm going 30. It's really weird. Alright, here's some clouds. You see that? Oh, yeah! Y'all see that lightning? That was cool. I wasn't looking at the phone. I was looking straight, and that was a really, really cool bolt of lightning. But yeah, what I was saying was there's some clouds over that way. West. No, that's east. Sorry. West is the other way. But so there is a small road right here, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep. There's another dead possum. I think that was. My dumb, stupid windshield wiper doesn't know what to do with this rain. I guess I figure I might as well go a little more south. Did y'all see that bolt of lightning? That was cool. That was really bright. Yeah, I figure I'll go a little more south, see what's going on, and then this little stuff going on right here will catch up to me. Now there's that ketchup thing again. Ketchup and chips. That's weird. Yeah, still to the left of me right now, there's a little bit of a break in the clouds. I shouldn't say break, but I mean you could actually see some cloud formation. So, junction. End. Alright, so I basically made my way past Golden City. Lockwood. I love that name, Lockwood, because, and I keep mentioning this, Norm is probably tired of me saying it. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Flint Lockwood. Hopefully that sounded just like him. That's like one of my favorite parts of that movie. When the cop guy says, Flint Lockwood. um, is this? No, I thought maybe this little business over here to the left was shut down. Actually, I think it is. It looked like there's some paperwork and stuff on the counter, but I'm gonna pull into this little business right here. I guess they're still in business. I don't know. The inside looked like it was not in business, but there's a lot of stuff out here like they are in business. Maybe lets you get a little better view here. Kodiak Trailers. Huh. I guess they're in business. Man, their office looks like trash. Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on there. A little bit of stuff was showing, slightly sucked back up into it, so I'm gonna keep heading south. I know you wanted me to go west, but I'm gonna keep going south. We gotta check out the railroad for Norm, if he's still watching. Here you go. Railroad. I love railroad. I love trains and stuff. Norm, just so you know, Mark, Norm is an aficionado of everything. He has been there, done that, and a little bit more on top of that. He's a big time train enthusiast, and all kinds of stuff. Astronomy, astrology, whatever. He has a big telescope, takes pictures. Check out his page if you haven't already. Yeah, Norm does. He's got some cool stuff. Smart dude. Oh wait, he's here. Never mind. So how about this weather? Of course you're doing several things. When are you not doing several things? Even when you're right before you go to bed, you're doing several things. So, no, you're an awesome guy, man. I appreciate hanging out with you and you hanging out here. So Mark, I think I maybe mentioned Norm before to you, maybe not, but he has the birds and then the nighttime live camera. Basically has raccoons that come in and eat the leftovers, bird seed, stuff that he puts out, nuts and all that stuff. It's a cool farm over here, but anyway, every day pretty much he's live during the day watching birds and stuff, and then at nighttime he's got the raccoons that basically come every night. Pieces of tire, I guess, in the road. Yeah, it's tire. Somebody was tearing up a tire along this road here recently. Yeah, so check him out. He's got telescope stuff, tutorials, and all kinds of things. There's James back in the house. Wait. Back in the house. Never mind. I think I was thinking of seeing you in the other Rays Live, I think. Yeah. So where is? I don't know if you can hear me well enough. It's raining pretty hard right now. I'm gonna go fast around that because my windshield wiper is not right. It's a little bit small. It's an inch too long, so it catches sometimes. You can hear me okay. Where is Jen? I have my suspicions. You hear this, Mark? Are you listening, Mark? Mark, are you still there? I need to see if you're listening on this. Maybe I'm opening up. I'm pretty good at opening up cans. If you haven't realized that already. Alright. Alright, Norm. Oh, the poor cap is just sitting there getting all wet. Mark, did you leave? Yeah, I saw you in Rick, or I saw you in Rick. I saw you in Ray's live. That's what I was thinking. I was saying welcome back, but yeah, I don't think you were here earlier. I mean, I've been live for 3 hours now. Doesn't seem like that long, but yeah. I guess Reflection Mark must have left, because I have a suspicion with Grumpy. So Eve Jen is really into storms and stuff like that, and I haven't really seen her around very much lately. I know. Interesting, isn't it? See where I'm going with this? And too bad Mark is not here, because he is a grumpy aficionado. He is all up in Grumpy's business. But even he does not know what Grumpy is up to. Grumpy has done pretty well keeping it secret, quote unquote secret. I mean, he's made it known that he was going somewhere, and made it known that he was driving back from that somewhere. And maybe he and his person with him is listening to me, watching me right now while they're driving. I doubt it, but you never know. Crazier things. But they did jump in on somebody's live yesterday, and I forget who it was. Oh boy, let's see. Boy, I'm at a crossroads here. I think I should just keep going south, and that's what I'm gonna do. I know Mark wanted me to go west. There he is. Yes, Birdwatcher Norm. Yeah, I think I mentioned Happy Father's Day and Ray's live when Rick James was there. So happy Father's Day, Norm. I don't think I said that to you yet. I better pay attention. I'm not looking at the phone. I was just kind of looking all over the place, and this section of road right here is not as flat as it has been. So I need to pay a little closer attention to what I'm doing.